Hi everyone, it's Rabbi Blake. I'm greeting you on a Friday afternoon right before Shabbat is about to start. And this is a very special Sabbath for us because it is the one that falls right in the middle of the holiday of Sukkot, which is the Jewish Harvest Festival. It's an 8-day festival that began on Wednesday at sundown. It's going to go all the way through next Wednesday. And for us, this is such a beautiful time of year to contemplate our relationship with the world and with nature. It's also a very special time for me. Sukkot marks the anniversary of my bar mitzvah. This year is my 25th bar mitzvah anniversary, so I've been kicking up my heels and chanting a little bit of Torah too. I wanted to share with you a little bit of a teaching by the great noted founder of labor Zionism, Aleph Dalet Gordon. These teachings were actually brought to my attention by my rabbi, Rabbi Rick Jacobs, who has been the senior rabbi of Westchester Reformed Temple for the last 20 years, a role that I feel very privileged to follow in his shoes beginning this January. And he actually brought this as a little bit of a text study for Sukkot, so I thought I would share it with our viewers. Two short passages by A.D. Gordon, who really was this incredibly mystically oriented thinker who returned to the land of Israel, went to the land of Israel, emigrated there at the improbable age of 47, much older than many people who were immigrating. This was in 1903, and he was not a person who had ever done backbreaking labor before. But Gordon wanted to sink his hands and feet into the soil of the land of Israel, and he believed that by creating a relationship with the land, one could have a kind of spiritual resurgence as well, both for the individual and for the collective people. And he said, "At times you imagine that you too are taking root in the soil in which you are digging. Like all that is growing around you are nurtured by the light of the sun's rays, with food from heaven. That you too live in common with the tiniest blade of grass, with each flower, each tree, that you live deeply in the heart of nature, rising from it all and growing straight up into the expanses of the vast world." And elsewhere in the same book he writes, "When you will pause a moment to straighten your body, to draw breath, you will not inhale air for breathing, but you will feel that you draw in something else, something subtle which you do not know, but which will enrich your heart and your mind. You will have moments in which seemingly your whole being melts into the infinite." And isn't that an amazing image for us to lift up on Sukkot? It's more than just going outside and dwelling in a sukkah and kind of experiencing the beauty of the natural world. It's allowing yourself to melt into the world around you, so that we allow this harvest festival to dissolve a little bit of the barriers and boundaries that too often separate us from our exterior. We are not creatures distinct from nature, distinct from God, which to me is the same thing. We are one. We are unified together. Have a wonderful season, whether it is a holiday for you or simply a time to be outside and watch the leaves change colors.